Before we go on to learn about 814, let's do some reviewing from what we've been doing. First of all, I want to make sure that my expression is in standard form, so highest power of x down to lowest power of x. So that is my standard form. Then when I go to factor it, I want the x squared term and the constant, the number all by itself, to be in a diagonal across from each other. I multiply those together to get the top of this diamond. So that's 36x squared. And then my middle term is going in the bottom of the diamond. So I want to try numbers that multiply to 36x squared, but they add up to negative 12. So if I look at just 36 and the factors of 36, it's 1 times 36, 2 times 18, 3 times 12, 4 times 9, 5 doesn't work, and then 6 times 6. And in this case, they will both have to be negative because I also get a positive 36 by taking a negative times a negative. So if I add these together, the quantity that's going to give me negative 12x is negative 6 and negative 6. So this is negative 6x and negative 6x. Once I figure that out, I also put them in my box. And now I'm going to factor. So 3 goes into both 9 and negative 6. And an x goes into both x squared and x. So this is 3x. 3x times 3x gives me 9x squared. 3x times negative 2 gives me negative 6x. Negative 2 times what gives me 4? This would be negative 2. So factored form here would be 3x minus 2 times 3x minus 2. Also, you might notice those are the same. This is a special case where you could also write this as 3x minus 2, but that quantity squared. Another special case that we talked about yesterday was the difference of squares. If I only had 2 terms and I was missing a 0 term, I could also write this as 81m squared plus 0m minus 1. So when I go to set up my box and diamond, I have 81m squared in one box. Negative 1 is along the diagonal. And when I multiply those together, I get negative 81m squared. But these have to add up to 0m. So that means that I'm going to have a positive and a negative, but otherwise these numbers would be the same. So technically they're opposites. So positive 9 times negative 9 gives me a negative 81. So this will be, 9m, positive 9m, negative 9m. And those also go back in the box. So here I have a 9m in this column in common. 9m times 9m gives me 81m squared. 9m times 1 gives me 9m. 1 times negative 1 gives me a negative 1. So my standard form was just 81m squared minus 1, but my factored form is 9m minus 1 times 9m plus 1. And for the difference of squares, hopefully you are noticing that these look the same except for the number in between the two terms. For C, make sure that your first step is to first rearrange. So I'm going to go highest power of x down to lowest power of x. And then I can go through and do the box diamond from there.